Hey, what's going on, guys? So we are 29 weeks down, and I am just super excited. The reason why I'm super excited is because today is the day that I am going to show a little recap of why I got started with this amazing automated service through Amazon and what has happened so far. 29 weeks is a long time, and we are past that 6 month mark, and we really just have 6 more months to see if within the last 12 months, this was a good investment or a bad investment. Now, I think it's going to be a good one either way because at the end of the day, I still have an asset that is going to make me some type of money opposed to not having an asset at all that could make me passive income. So it's very exciting, but I'm going to show you the total results that I have gotten within the past 29 weeks. Yeah, you guys can see it now because I got my camera back. So that's super exciting. But that's $16,000, $16,019.78 in sales. It has not changed from last week. We've added items and we've done a lot of stuff, and a lot of things have changed within the past month and a half. So that is why I wanted to do the recap. And I'm going to drink this water here in a second. All right. So, anyways, Amazon automated service, right? What is it? So what it is a automated Amazon seller account, okay? And by that, what I mean is I have a team that actually runs the stuff for me so that I don't have to go in there. I don't have to add items into my store, hand jam customer responses back to customers, and, have to literally take care of everything, which takes a lot of time. What we do is we have a store, and there is a software in the background that allows all our items to, you know, be baselined at 10% profit margins, and we can make all the way up to 20% profit margins. There's that window, but they will never drop below 10%. And so when I got started, um, the companies have changed a little bit, but not really. When I got started, the person, well, the company that I'm with now, they were partnered up with another company, and they wanted to work together and do business together through this automated service. But long story short is that their quality of service was a lot lower than the CEO of the company I'm with now. And so he broke off, and everyone that he pretty much referred uh, to, the automated service, he brought with him to his new platform. They do pretty much the same thing, which is drop shipping through Amazon. Which, if you guys look at the terms of service, is not against Amazon's terms of service. What is against Amazon's terms of service is when you drop ship in a way that ships directly from a third party provider and sends it directly to the customer. So a lot of people get that misconception that drop shipping is not allowed. Now, a lot of people who do FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, they do drop shipping themselves. Why? Because they can make more money buying a product from, I don't know, Target, Walmart, uh, I don't know, Lowe's, Best Buy, whatever the company may be. They can buy it from them, buy a good amount of those items, then they can ship all those items to Amazon and sell it for a profit margin. Now, the prices are probably still the same price range around all the other items on Amazon, but since you bought it for such a discounted rate, you're able to sell it and make profits. And so that is essentially what we do. But the old company that we went with, they had a good system. They had a good training program. And what they did was they literally would get your store up and running. They would have a virtual assistant that would run your store, do everything. They'd have another team that would be in charge of adding items to your store, and they would print out reports and do everything for you so that you can have all the tracking and all the paperwork there, so that you know what profit margins you are making at the end of the day. And so for me, I got started the first 3 months. I made like, I would say right around $2,000 to $5,000. Months 4 and 5, it started scaling more. I made right around, I think it was 6,000 on one, and then it was like 4,000 in the other. And the reason why I only made 4,000 the next month was because my account got suspended. And so the reason why my account got suspended is because my virtual assistant was not doing his job. This is the one big quality flaw that was happening to a majority of other store owners that were partnered up with this company. And that's essentially why the CEO left and created his own automation service, so that he could make sure that customers are getting response within 24 hours, making sure that there's a warehouse set up so that, customers that return items actually return the items, and you can verify it, so you're not losing profits on that end. And then ensuring that items are being added to your store that are going to make you profit. Now, me, I made right around 10% profit margins the whole time, but there were a lot of items with the prior experience, right? The prior service provider, that I was selling items and I was breaking even. And I'm like, why am I even selling this? This is just a waste of time. I'm not making money. I'm not making profits. What's the point? And there was literally no point of doing it. And so with that, it was just very frustrating because you were having a decent amount of sales, but like you weren't making profits from all of them because no one was in the back end checking to see if items were just evening out, or if they were going to make you profit. And so with all that being said, my account was suspended. Now, not only was my account suspended, a lot of other people's accounts were suspended because it was hit or miss with the virtual assistants. The virtual assistants that were being hired from the prior experience did not have a quality level. Like, they didn't have to have a college degree. They didn't have to be fluent at English. And so it was frustrating when you would look at customer responses, and the English was so bad that I couldn't even understand it. And so, of course, I would always email my team and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on," and they'd be like, "Yes, yes, we'll fix that," and then they would fix it, and then a week or two later, it would be back to the same problem. And so, not only did I experience that, the CEO of the company I'm with currently, he was, like, they were partnered in this company, and they're trying to make it work, but they weren't seeing eye to eye on the quality of service part. So with that being said, they had to go separate ways. And that was the best thing for me. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why it was the best thing is because now I do not have to worry about any of that. I don't have to worry about not hitting 10% profit margins. I don't have to worry about my teammates who are supposed to be adding items every single day, not adding those items. Like, everything is 10 times better, but there's a transition from one company to the next. So our customer service team, they're based out of the Philippines. All of them have college level degrees, and they are fluent at English. With that being said, the Philippines, they don't make as much money as we do in America, but we pay them really well. We pay them 30%, of our profit margins, to be able to do what they are doing. So as our store grows, they make more money. And that's very important, because if you're getting paid just an hourly rate, like, what's the point of growing someone else's store when you could do it yourself? And so when you are giving them commissions, you're giving them a piece of, like, hey, you're a part of this team and we appreciate you being a part of this team. So here you go. we're going to give you some incentive for growing our store bigger. And the bigger it grows and the higher it grows, the better off our virtual assistants will be, and the better off, the store owners will be as well. And so that's very, very important to us, because we want to have long lasting relationships with our virtual assistants and want them to continuously work for us. And so we are literally changing their lives over there, which is super cool to see, because I've seen multiple pictures of, the teammates over in the Philippines, and literally the amount of money that we are paying them on a month to month basis is changing their entire lives and their family's life. So it's very cool. Also, what's cool is when that volcano erupted over in Manila, um, uh, they were able to make sure their families were safe and get them out of there and put them in a facility where they were taken care of. So now it's not just, and it's not just about us, it's about everyone a part of this team. And so it's just super, super exciting. And it's something that I am totally, backing, because the quality of service is the most important thing. And so with this, the new service provider, which pretty much I joined with this person to begin with, because, they were in partnership, but they revamped some stuff. They made sure, every level you're hitting different things within 2 months, 4 months, 6 months. You're hitting specific goals so that you can progress your store. And so with that, we have complete funding options to be able to get started with your store. And you can get started. The cost is $30,000, but everything's automated. Your LLC is included. Your tax or reseller licenses are included, and the whole process is done by another company. It takes about 4 weeks to get you started, and yeah, it's clockwork. If you're out of the US, it will take a little bit longer, around 6 weeks, but that's just because of the ITIN number that you need. But with all that, it's boosted the quality of service. Now, your first 2 months that you're in, right? You still have your first 3 months, your first 90 days where it's a probationary period. And with that probationary period, it's fine. Like, you have to grow slow, grow slow, grow slow, which is okay. You know what I mean? Um, but the goals are within the first 2 months, you are in your first phase, in a sense, like, you are going to have a cap of $10,000 that you can, use as capital for your store. Now, if you're hitting that 10% profit margin at bare minimum, you're making $1,000 every time you hit it, your 10,000 cap. Now, once you can hit 80% of that for 2 months, they will reach out to you and be like, "Hey, do you want to grow your store up to, level 2, which is ten to $25,000 in capital, which will make you anywhere from 1,000 to $2,500 in profits." All right. So then you do that for 2 months. They reach out to you, say, "Hey, we notice your store's, able to sell at least 80% of your $25,000 cap, level 2. Do you want to increase to level 3?" And that's 25 to 50,000. Level 4 is 50 to 100,000, and level 5 is 100,000 plus per month. Now, the goal is to make back your initial investment within the first 12 months. Um, of course, they want to have you do that faster, but just so everyone's on the same page, you want to wait at least 12 months to break even, and then every year after that, you're making, your profits every single month. Now, the goal is to get you to $100,000, selling $100,000 worth of products per month, which will put you at a $10,000 profit margin. After you pay your team, you will keep 7. Your team will get 3,000, and it is just going to be very, very good passive income, because you don't have to do anything besides pay off the balance for your line of credit, whether that's a line of credit from your bank, whether that's funding from the company that you go with, or the company that I'm with. They provide funding options there, or if you have different credit cards that you want to use specifically for funding. You can also use third party companies to increase the amount of money that you are able to run through your store, but all that comes with a price, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So with all of this being said, it is a huge change. Now with change, it does take time. There's about 50 to no, I think it's 120 store owners with our specific service provider. I'm just a customer. I do not, own the service. I'm just a buyer, and I wanted to share with you my journey, my experience with this investment, because it is an investment. Only join and get into an investment if you are willing to lose that money. When I got in, it was $20,000. Now it is 30,000. But I would have rather paid $30,000 with all the services that is provided, taking care of my LLC, which was a pain in the butt. I did not want to deal with any of that crap. And then my resale license, which took a lot of freaking time. So with the $30,000, you're able to get a lot more, and the quality of service is so much higher. I already have 55 items in my store. My store has been up for a week. They went through, they knocked out a bunch of stuff that was not going to make me money. Now I have 55 items, and all of them are active, as far as I know. I mean, I checked yesterday, but all of them are active. So that's huge. I'm going to show you what my store looks like right now. And all of this is from the prior experience. So if you can see that, right? What is that, Tobias? I know you're asking. Well, what that is my account saying that it's at risk of deactivation. It was already suspended once, and it was, reinstated in a sense. But since the prior experience, and the transition between one virtual assistant to the next, there were a lot of problems like late shipment rates. There were, a couple things that were out of our control due to holidays as well. But with all that, there were multiple issues that we had to overcome. Now, I know you're probably all thinking, hey, Tobias, it's been almost, you're almost starting your 7th month. Next week will be the start to month 7. You've only made $16,000 in sales. You've only actually made $1,600 in profits. Are you scared? Are you worried about where your store is going? And what I want to tell you is that I am not worried at all. I am not even stressing, because at, the heart of at least myself, I understand that entrepreneurship is a process, and I've learned to enjoy the process, whether it is easy, whether it's hard. I know that things are constantly changing, that you have to work past that, like if I don't have enough funding, how am I going to grow? So I've just gotten used to enjoying the process and dealing with the punches, rolling with the punches, and dealing with the blows that I get at that time. Yes, it's been a very slow process. It sucks, completely sucks, to have to know that I'm starting from square one again. But the best part is my account's already seasoned. I already have funding through Payability, which is going to allow me to scale so much faster than starting at square one. So with that, I'm not worried at all. I'm currently still in the military until June 27th. And so I have, a little wiggle room. And I'm not concerned at all, because this is all passive. This is all on the back end without me having to think about it. So if that is something that is like super exciting for you, if you found value in this video, definitely drop a like down below, and definitely share the video, because I think someone else will find value from this and understand that even though it's an automated service, it does not mean it's going to be a walk in the park. You still have hurdles and trials and tribulations to overcome, and things to get past, even if you aren't managing nothing. Teams can change, software can change, and quality of service can change at any point. That's why I think it is so important to know who you are getting started with, because the first company that I got started with, it would have been a horrible experience. After 12 months, I would have got the heck out of there and I would have never invested money into them again. But with this experience, it's for the long-term person, someone who wants to create a long-term wealth through Amazon e-commerce. Since, we're just at the beginning points of how huge Amazon is going to get. And so if that's the case, why not get in and start selling some stuff and making profits? Especially if you don't have to actually do the selling, you don't have to do the communication aspect. You just literally have to provide the capital and you have to allow your team to run it in a amazing manner. So with that, guys, I thank you so much for watching this. Love and appreciate you guys. As always, let's go out there. Let's revive our lives together. Let's get it done. And until the next video, have a good one.